guys, and welcome back to the Planets and Problems podcast, the astrology podcast by two girls who are not astrologists, so don't quote us. I'm Atalia.
I'm Ayesha.
And I'm a Sagittarius.
And I'm a Virgo. Welcome back.
Virgo. You know, we accentuate, like, our letters a lot. I didn't realise until we started this podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't, because I'm going to be really conscious of it.
Okay,
I just did it then. Don't.
Virgo.
Yeah, we do that.
I don't know why we do that.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm just getting my notes up just so that I can tell you, like, things that have been on my mind, because things happen. Okay, this one. Starting off strong. Okay, so I don't know what I was watching last night, but I decided to do a bit of research into celebrities and astrology.
Okay.
And you might have to help me out a bit here. So there was a guy from Australia that was like a zookeeper. It was really famous. His name was
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, right, okay.
I'm gonna look like idiots if that's wrong. It's really famous.
I think that's right, yeah. Well, it was a long time ago, like, we aren't his generation.
Okay.
Okay, anyway. I mean, whatever, we're like idiots, I don't care. That sounded so lame. Anyway, so do you know how he passed away?
Did he get bit by something? A snake
I think
or something?
He got jabbed by a stingray.
Right, okay.
In the water.
I remember it being to do with his actual job that he died.
Yeah, and Australia loved him. People still do love him. Like, I watched this podcast not that long ago, and it was people that still worked at his zoo that knew him, and they literally just speak about him so fondly. Like, he seemed like such a lovely guy.
Yeah, but I know you're saying that it's not our generation, but he did die, like, not actually that long ago. Like, I think it was probably only about 5 years ago.
No, it was not.
It wasn't that long.
No, I need to look this up now. He did not die. He died ages ago.
It was a while ago, but, like, not as long as you think. Like, I think you're thinking he died when you were, like, 2.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Right. 2006. So I don't know who you've got on your mind.
Have I shown my age? Because I was 2006 was when I started secondary school. I was like 12. Okay, oh my god.
He died ages ago.
Fine.
Because
Carry
all
on.
like the videos and stuff of him are like in really bad quality.
Yeah.
So
Now I think
Yeah. So anyway, his zodiac sign, bearing in mind he was a zookeeper, loved animals.
Yeah.
Was attacked in the water. And I think he passed away like on the boat while they were trying to rescue him. He's a Pisces.
Okay.
Like, think about that. What is a Pisces? A fish.
Yep.
Right? He's got a son called Robert, who, like,
I've seen him.
Yeah, he's like the sweetest.
Yeah.
Right. And he's taken up like what his dad used to do. He's a zookeeper now and is a personality TV star.
Yeah.
And he has a Pisces moon.
Okay. Interesting.
It's just like all the zodiac signs, right?
Yeah.
And then I decided to go and look at something else as well. I was looking at like birthdays and stuff on Google. It was like recommending like people like in a similar sort of job.
Mm.
So David Attenborough came up.
Right.
David Attenborough is a documentary guy.
Documentary narrator, but I think he helps like produce a lot of those shows like Planet Earth.
Yeah, so it's all like nature, animals, the wildlife. And he is a Taurus.
And the Taurus's symbol.
Well, they're an earth sign.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, Tauruses for me are the, no offense because I know you're a Virgo, but no offense to earth signs, but Taurus for me are the earth sign. They're like the representative
I'm literally
of
offended
earth.
by that. I'm offended. Because,
Right, okay, here's it. Right, go on.
I'm not being funny, but Virgos, I'm like because I speak for all Virgos when I say we are the most grounded. I feel like me saying that actually makes me not grounded at all.
Taurus don't need to say it.
Do you know what? Fine, because if David Attenborough is a Taurus, then they've got to be the most grounded sign.
Yeah,
he is
I tried to
Mr. Earth.
He is planet Earth.
Yeah.
I actually tried to make a video slamming Taurus by using their like celebrity representatives, and it couldn't be done because they don't have any like celebrities, not consistently, where you'd be like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Whereas like Pisces celebrities, like,
oh my god,
you're not represented very well. But yeah. So Taurus, I think, they are earthy.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's David Attenborough right there as a Taurus.
Yeah.
Representing it all. That's enough evidence to prove that astrology is real. That's what I was up to last night anyway, on my Saturday night.
That is quite interesting though, because I want to now look at more celebrities' star signs. I think I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, look at celebrities with like a defining career, and you'll find that their birth chart reflects exactly that.
I would love to look at like celebrity couples. Like I want to know like what Travis and Courtney's star signs
yeah,
are.
there's this podcast that do that actually.
Really?
Yeah, they're not very good. And then also Lil Peep, he overdosed a few years. That was more recently, okay?
Yeah, okay.
He overdosed. He was a rapper, and he was a Scorpio.
Right.
Scorpio represents death, rebirth, that kind of thing.
Scorpios.
There's a dog here, by the way, so if you can hear like background noise.
We've got my little doggy here today.
Ellie the Libra is here with us.
She is Libra-ing it, or wanting the attention. No offense, Libras. What were we on about? The
celebrities and zodiac signs and how the birth chart reflects it, and like if you actually really look into
we're on about Scorpios. So Scorpios also, no offense Scorpios, but are quite known for like addictive personalities as well. So that's interesting. That obviously died of an overdose.
Yeah, it was a drug addict.
They are known for drugs, yes, but addictiveness. I think that's the word in general.
Yeah.
So wow, interesting. I'm gonna definitely do. I'm gonna do some research and come back to you because I want to do a couple, and I'm gonna come and talk to you about a couple, and it probably will be Travis and Courtney.
What? Right. Okay. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh yeah.
That is one couple that needs to be spoken about when it comes to astrology.
I don't know I think Megan Fox is a Taurus, you know.
Yeah, I think she is. She's like massively into it.
Yeah.
They drink each other's blood, you know.
Well, I think a lot of celebrities do. I just think that like some are more open about it than others, because apparently like the more open you are about it in terms of like from the spirituality aspect, the better. You have to be like, you're not supposed to lie about what you're doing. And basically, obviously she says they just do it for ritual purposes, which would be like blood magic. That's what that is. That's why you would drink each other's blood, for blood magic. It's interesting. It's not something that I would want to fuck with. But then also I would want to try it. It's like I've got this thing deep inside me where I just want to try everything.
Yeah,
but then at the same time I do, so curious, but then I do believe in it. So, and I know how dangerous it can be. A book that I'm reading now actually is about blood magic, as in it's a fictional story, but it's set in the UK and it's about blood magic in like the 1920s. So.
Incredibly adventurous for someone that doesn't have any Sagittarius in their chart.
I think Virgos are actually quite open-minded though. I think that's where it comes from. It comes from being open-minded, and because I've got the open-minded Virgo-ness in me, I've just fully delved into that.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know if a lot of people would agree that Virgos are open-minded.
I think they're quite kinky and bad.
Yeah, I think they're quite rigid. I don't know, there's different definitions of open-minded. I think your open-mindedness and adventurousness might come from something else other than your Virgo sun.
Or my Scorpio placements. Because I've got loads.
Yeah, probably that. No, I've got one Virgo placement in my whole chart.
And I've got
it's like my
Sag.
second house or something like that. Isn't it weird?
Yeah, and I've got, like I said, most of my chart, well, not all of it, but a big portion of my chart is Scorpio. And I think if I looked into it more, then you'd be able to make sense in places where I am less rigid. Probably comes from the Scorpio elements then, not the Virgo. Sorry, Virgos, we are rigid.
She was trying to give you that one.
Yeah.
But,
Sorry if you're a triple. God, I can't even imagine what the triple Virgo would be like.
I reckon they're content with themselves.
Hello. Yeah, we're here. We're doing it.
We're back. If you were listening on the audio, then you probably just heard a sudden drastic change. Probably not even that drastic, but a bit of a change
it's quite
in the sound
drastic.
quality. Okay.
Change in the sound quality, that is.
Yes.
So, we'll move on now to... And sorry if the last segment ended a bit abruptly because of the change quality. Basically, we weren't recording the audio on the audio. But... we will not.
Affirmation of the week.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what's next.
That's what's next. What were you doing?
Questions. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. I'm ready for this.
So, I am not my past. I am creating my own future. So, I think this comes from a lot of people spend a lot of time in their head about the past and things that have happened. And let's face it, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling any sort of negative emotion, it's usually due to something that has already happened. And it's actually having that realization that the past is gone now. You're not your past, and you can actually create your own reality. You can create your future that actually is nothing to do with your past. And it's about letting go of those emotions, and it's about repeating that affirmation so that you can let go of those negative emotions.
Memory exists for a reason. That's where I'm going with this, yeah.
Carry on.
All right. So memory exists for a reason. So there's a reason why we forget the past. If we never forgot the past, what would that world look like?
Oh my gosh, imagine if you never forgot anything.
Exactly.
That would be traumatizing.
There's a reason why you forget the past, and it's because you don't need that information anymore. You don't need to cling on. Go on.
Well, I was going to say that's so interesting because they say that is why you forget your past lives. They say that the reason why you can't remember your past lives is because if you clung on to all those memories and everything that's ever happened to you, you wouldn't be able to fully immerse yourself in this life.
Yeah.
So let's say you were a 50-year-old man with a wife and kids and you got murdered by your best friend in your last life, then you come back into this life and you're you. First of all, you're going to spend your whole life looking for that best friend that murdered you, find out if they're still alive and go and get them. But every traumatic thing, good or bad, that ever happened to you in your last life, you are going to be thinking about because it's so hard to let go of your past sometimes.
Yeah.
So, and then imagine if you've got 5 lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that people with a really strong memory, if anything, they're doing it wrong.
Oh.
Don't you think? Why are you remembering all that stuff?
Gosh.
Why can you recite all this information? Like, get over it and move on.
And also, you're not necessarily living in the present as much if you're spending time trying to remember things.
Exactly. I also think... I'm also not a massive fan of the future either, actually.
No, me neither.
It's about the present day. This moment right here, guys.
Yeah.
That's all you've got.
So, like and subscribe. No, I'm joking.
So make the most of it.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of the future either. Not a fan of the past. Definitely not a fan of the future. The future can be nice to dream about at times, but as soon as you're done dreaming, you need to bring yourself back into that present moment because that's all actually that exists.
Otherwise, you're just constantly in a state of chase.
Yeah, you are. Okay, let's go. Should we do our questions?
Yeah, okay.
I'll go first. Has a Pisces dad? I'm guessing this is it their partner or them? So this is what it says. Has a Pisces dad. He's unpredictable, inconsistent, says he cares, but won't show action, self-serving. I'm guessing they mean they have a Pisces dad.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So the Pisces dad is unpredictable, inconsistent, and says he cares, but won't show with action.
Right, were you expecting anything less?
I feel sorry for anyone that has a Pisces dad. Like, I don't want to start hating on Pisces, but if they haven't done any self-development...
We're just on about Steve.
Oh, yeah. Poor Steve.
We're on a roller coaster with Pisces.
Rest in power.
Rest in Pisces.
Yeah, but I think that if they've not done self-development, they are very unpredictable and overly emotional and sensitive. And then at the same time, you have a level of like feeling them being self-absorbed, but apparently when they're self-absorbed, that often comes from like low mood and how they feel inside themselves. That's why they become self-absorbed, Pisces. But yeah, I'm so sorry that you've got this Pisces parent that's clearly not done any self-development.
Sending love. Did they want advice?
No.
They just wanted to share their story.
They just shared that. That's all we got. So, but they won't show action. I guess, can we give them any advice? Cut him out?
No.
Sorry, I'll just cut everyone out, person me.
What do Pisces respond well to? Do you know what Pisces...
Toxicness?
Yeah, Pisces actually respond well to, like, being forgotten, like, distance.
Oh.
If you love something, let it go. It comes to mind with Pisces.
Right. Okay.
So maybe distance yourself.
From him.
Yeah, and then...
For yourself as well.
Exactly, yeah. And see if that triggers some sort of reaction.
Yeah. Have a go at that and come back to us. Okay.
That's it for that.
Yeah.
Moving on. Pisces have had their time on this episode today, to be fair.
They have.
Next one.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm a March Aries and I'm dating a November Scorpio. Despite being polar opposites, we hear along pretty well.
I think that means get.
We get along pretty well. My only question is, how do I get him to communicate his feelings into words when angry or upset?
That is a very interesting question.
I feel like you'll know this answer, surely.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because obviously they're in Aries, the person's Scorpio. Apparently Aries and Scorpios are actually all right together, because, well, one thing I know about Scorpios is that they often mold themselves around the person that they're with. So kind of the personality traits of the Aries, they will kind of fit themselves to suit that if they love somebody.
Yeah.
But communicating emotions, I've had a couple of Scorpios, and I've had one that is the person that I'm with now, amazing at communicating their emotions, but they have admitted that it's not the easiest thing in the world for them, even though they're quite an emotional person, and they've had to work on themselves to be able to communicate those feelings.
Right.
And then I've also been out with a Scorpio who cannot communicate their feelings, and what happens is it builds up, and then they have an outburst.
Yeah.
So I've been on both sides of it, really, and the person that was not good at communicating the feelings, I found it really difficult, and I think it's probably annoying, but you need to ask them a lot of questions, because Scorpios really like to talk about themselves.
Do they?
Yeah.
They do.
They like you asking them questions. They like to be asked about their lives, and they like to... It's not that they're talking about themselves in a self-centered way, but they won't give anything away unless you ask. So they like to be asked. They're not just going to start saying, oh, this is this, and this is this, and this is this.
Yeah.
They're going to want you to ask. So I would say ask questions as much as possible. Not in an annoying way, but just like, oh, how do you feel about this? Or, you know, what makes you think about this? And don't necessarily ask when you're noticing that there's something up. Ask when, like, you're in a good mood and you're just having a chat. Just get deep for the sake of it. And then you can talk about, I would say this is relationship advice for anyone really. When you're having a good day and a good time, start having conversations about things that just topics. So then you can really get into things and then they can go, oh, well, my experience with this is, or you could be like, oh, have you ever thought about like have you ever thought about what to do when you feel really depressed and you can't get out of bed? And then they might be like, oh, well, 2 weeks ago, you didn't really hear from me and I was really depressed and I couldn't get out of
now
bed.
you're tricking them into it. I don't know if that would work with a Scorpio.
No, but the questions is probably the main thing, I think. Just asking them as many questions as possible, not in an annoying way, but just about themselves and about their lives. And I think you'll find that if you do that, they'll be more likely to open up, especially obviously you're saying that you're getting on really well.
I actually think it's really, maybe it's just me, but I think it's actually quite obvious with Scorpio when something isn't right with them, because they are quiet.
But it doesn't mean that they'll communicate, that's the thing.
No.
So you might be able to tell, which is what
might be able to pick it up, but
that's what I find really annoying, is that you can tell, but it doesn't mean they'll tell you. So you'll be like, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, no, but this is just, so you can be aware of the time that it's not right.
Yes.
Because whereas some Pisces, when they're not okay, like, it's like verbal diarrhea. That's how you know with that, like, and certain others, Leos as well. But yeah, with Scorpios, they're quiet, and then you can be like, right, okay, this is their moment, like, they're being particularly quiet today, something isn't right. Let me give it a bit of time and then go on to do what you suggested.
I also think when they do open up to you, make sure that you make it clear by how you react that you're a person that they can trust and you're a person that they can trust with their own emotions. So, no overreactions. Don't make it about you. Don't burst into tears. Don't get angry or offended, just listen, because once they know that you can open up to you, they're more likely to, because like I said, Scorpios are very emotional. I don't know if this is because I've had a lot of experience with Scorpios, I think they're one of the most emotional star signs.
I agree.
Like,
who else are you putting up there?
Pisces, but I don't know if
probably
that's...
all three water signs.
Yeah, easily. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Scorpio might be at the top.
But define emotional.
Emotional isn't even just upset. Emotional is they feel every emotion on an extreme level.
Right.
So that could be happiness. When they're happy, they are the happiest ever. When they're sad, they're the saddest ever. And they can feel it in their whole body. Mm-hmm. And like I said, this is from being in a relationship with a Scorpio who's a triple Scorpio, and they'll even admit that they are very emotional. They get very emotional. It's not that they're going to burst into tears. Again, emotional doesn't necessarily mean crying or upset, but they just feel things very intensely, and they love feeling things. So this isn't oh, I don't want to feel my emotions like Capricorns. Like, Capricorns have emotions, but they don't want to feel them.
Shut it down, yeah.
Scorpios are like, lay there, like, on their backs, like, ooh.
Like, get my depression playlist on.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Or get my, like, Friday night playlist on because I'm in a good mood and they're in a crazy good mood.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and I think, even someone that's done a lot of self-development, that's just their nature. That's just how they are. So good luck with your Scorpio. I think Scorpios are amazing. It's a safe space for Scorpios here.
Before we move on to the next question, can I just cast your mind back, still on the topic of water signs, to an episode that we did where somebody asked about, because Cancers are the most maternal,
yeah,
right? Are they going, like, are Cancers most likely to have children first?
Yes, I remember that.
And I actually forgot to mention during that that I have a Cancer friend who, out of our friendship group, had children the first.
Oh, yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you actually have that
Yeah, she was first.
experience. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. That is really crazy. And so kind of I think the person that wrote in must have had some sort of feeling about it. Otherwise they wouldn't have written that in, because we were like, oh, that's a bit of a weird question.
Yeah.
But they must have had some sort of feeling about it to write it in the first place, and now it makes sense.
Maybe it is. I want to find more people with like friendship groups and be like, oh, who was the first person to have a child? But I don't know that many children. I don't know that many people with children.
No, me neither. Thank God. Sorry. No, me neither.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to like chuck that in there. If you're still listening, that person that wrote in. Potentially. Okay, so...
Use protection if you're a Cancer and you don't want kids yet. Just be careful. I'm Aquarius with a Capricorn Venus, and I've dated a Capricorn. It was amazing. Like, we had a really good bond, and long distance fucked us. And after that, I met a Taurus. We were going really good, but really slowly. And I'm scared because he is a Gemini Venus, and maybe his view of love is different than mine. Like, he has never been on a date. Doesn't talk much about what we actually are. We are long distance too. I guess that's kind of my curse, lol. Do you have any advice how I could make him stay and change his view of love? Thank you so much, girlie. Love you.
Thank you. Right, first of all, so the main character, the person that's wrote in, is a Capricorn.
Yes.
Right.
No. They're an Aquarius.
They're an Aquarius.
They've got a Capricorn Venus.
Capricorn Venus, and then they dated a Capricorn.
They dated a Capricorn, and the long distance fucked them, and now they're with a Taurus.
Right. Okay. Right. Let's dissect this. Okay. So, I've mentioned before about how I don't like signs together that are next to each other in the astrological order. So it goes Capricorn and then Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't right to me. It's not right astrologically. It's not just me. And if you actually think about it, like, think about the signs that are next to each other, like, it doesn't actually make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
But, obviously, we've found a loophole with the Capricorn Venus.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't even know what a Capricorn Venus would be.
I'm sure I've got a Capricorn Venus. We looked into this, didn't we?
No, you've got a
Scorp?
A Scorpio.
Oh, my boyfriend's got a Capricorn Venus. I swear we already looked this up.
No,
because it was about being responsible. Like, they show their love through self-control and that kind of thing. A Capricorn Venus. We've been here.
Yeah, but ew. Showing their love through self-control, like, literally is disgusting. Sorry. I think you should have some self-control, but like... But I'm not being funny. Like, for me, a Capricorn Venus, Capricorns don't even show their emotions. Capricorn Venus sounds like the worst Venus ever, because there's no love there. But I might be wrong. Sorry.
That's so rude. But if you're a Capricorn receiving that, then that might be your cup of tea.
That might be your cup of tea.
Okay. But it didn't work out due to long distance. You got a bit of a long distance curse going on, so you decided to move on to the Taurus. So Aquarius and Taurus.
Yeah, but the Taurus, what did they say about the Taurus? Because they've said
Gemini something,
that they've got a Gemini Venus, and maybe his view of love is different from theirs because they've never been on a date. Doesn't talk much about what they actually are, and they want advice on how they can make him stay and change his view of love.
What? Okay. Do we think Capricorn? Do we think Gemini and Venus also have like two conflicting, like, not personalities, but like ways of expressing love?
Oh my gosh, probably, yeah. Probably, and that could be in a positive or a negative way.
Yeah.
Because a Gemini, obviously, we've got the twins. We've discussed before that we've probably got two personalities in there. So, like you're saying, two ways of expressing love potentially, and that doesn't mean two negative ways of expressing love. That could be one day they're showing love through words of affirmation, and the next day you're getting no words of affirmation, but you're getting loads of gifts. It could be that sort of thing. Or it could be you're getting loads of love, loads of affection, affirmations, and then you don't hear from them for 6 days.
Well, this doesn't, the way that they're describing this Gemini Venus, it doesn't sound like a Gemini Venus.
Okay.
That's why I asked the question, because all I've seen is good things, believe it or not.
Right.
Well, not all good. Like extroverted, social, and flirty.
And they've said that this person is a Taurus.
Right, yeah.
So I guess another part of this is to discuss the Taurus and Aquarius together.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm up and down on Tauruses because I've always been attracted to Tauruses. But Taurus, obviously, we've got an earth sign. Aquarius, air sign.
Yeah.
So then you've got the Taurus, the air sign. Apparently, air signs are very attracted to earth signs because they get grounded by the earth signs. So that is why you, as the Aquarius, is attracted to the Taurus in the first place, probably. Mm-hmm. But I find Tauruses can be quite flirty. Didn't I say that? Oh no, it was Libras that I said that are not loyal. But I don't think Tauruses are loyal either, and I feel like I have said that.
Yeah, I feel like you've mentioned that.
I feel like I've said that. I don't think Tauruses are loyal. I think they're so flirty. They're so friendly. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I like Tauruses. Whenever I meet a Taurus, I get on with them very well. And this isn't all Tauruses, obviously, that I'm saying are cheaters, but I think there is a little bit of that there. Now, this person, I am sorry, you are asking... Sorry, wait, do you have anything else to say before I just go off?
Right, okay. Well, if you're going down the cheating line, I previously mentioned about two conflicting ways of expressing love. Mm-hmm. Do we think maybe this Taurus is giving one type of love to who wrote in, and a different type of love, this actual real Gemini Venus, the flirty, chatty, like social type, to somebody else?
To someone else, because you are long distance as well. Oof. I really hope I'm not going to burst your bubble here. They've not even been on a date, so this is me coming out of the astrology and into the real 3D, right? Into the
back down to
off the spirituality, and me being the Virgo, I'm grounding you, and I'm saying this person is not treating you well. Right, mm-hmm. You've never been on a date, and they don't talk about what you actually are. And now you're saying, how can I make him stay and change his view of love? And I'm thinking, this is not your person,
honey.
Yeah,
honey, we don't settle.
Mm-hmm. This isn't your person. Don't change anyone's view of love. Don't make anybody stay, and if they're not taking you on dates and they're not treating you right, then I think we need to, say goodbye and get someone a bit closer. You know how I feel about long distance relationships.
Right, okay. But for anybody else listening, Aquarius and Taurus, as a couple, I actually really like the sound of that, because Aquarius are very on their own path, away from the crowd.
Yeah.
And then the Taurus are so easygoing.
They are.
Which gets mistaken for laziness, but I think really they just like whatever you want,
Yeah.
They'll just follow along. And then that also brings it around to, the Aquarius being the air sign up in the air. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like the Taurus is just like...
bringing you back down.
Following along, bringing them back down.
But even though it might seem like you're compatible, I don't think you should stick around for this one. I don't think they deserve you.
No.
You're writing into this podcast. That's lovely and that's really nice, and thank you for your question. But you're making such an effort to go out of your way to ask for advice on how you can make this relationship work when they won't even take you on a date. So I think it's time to let them go.
Yeah. It was written in the stars, but I was trying to finish off with a quote. Let me finish this. It was written in the stars, but the chapter ended too soon.
Yeah. I don't even know what that means. That's just
basically
one of those
it means
things
it should have worked out, astrologically.
Yes.
It should have been all right, but it just
didn't.
It just didn't, and that's that's how some things are.
And that's all she wrote. Have you got a question this week?
I do.
Right, get it up then.
Okay. So today's question, our planet problem, I've got a would you rather question.
Okay.
So, would you rather go forward 5 years or go back 5 years? Here's the catch. Nothing changes either way. So, and you also, if you go forward 5 years, you have no emotional recollection of the past 5 years. You just kind of like, poof, 5 years ahead, and you kind of like know what's happened with your life, but you're not like attached or like, you know, you can't think, oh yeah, my wedding day, like, oh, that was such a good day. Like, you just know you got married.
Oh.
But if you go back 5 years, you've literally got to like live it again. So you're experiencing all the heartache, all the good times,
but
and you can't change a single thing.
You know, like you've literally just got to keep going.
Yeah.
But I know I've gone back.
Yeah, you're just kind of like anticipating.
Do you know what?
Stuff.
I'd go back.
Okay.
Because where my life is, so I would know where my life was going to end up right in this moment, right now, sat here doing this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even though there's all the heartache will be going on, I will be dancing around every single day knowing that this was what was going to happen to my life.
Yeah.
Because how my life has changed in the past few years is in such a good way that all the heartache that I've gone through in the past few years, if I knew that it was going to end up like this, that wouldn't have felt as hard, knowing that how it was going to turn out. And it's weird to think about it in that way because it would still be really hard. But if you knew, it's like when you break up with someone or you want to break up with someone, if you know that you're going to find someone way more amazing, you know for certain that's what's going to happen and your life is going to be way better. You break up with them in an instant.
Yeah.
But half the time, people are scared that they're not going to get better or it's not going to be better or life's going to be worse or they're going to regret the decision.
Mm.
So I think I don't want to go forward because I don't want to miss any part of my life.
Okay.
Like for example, like you're saying, you'd have a memory of your wedding day, but you wouldn't have the emotional connection. No, that's gutting for me. I would want to remember and have the emotional connection to it. Or imagine like having let's say you had a child next year, you don't remember the first. Well, you remember the first year.
Child.
Yeah, that'd be horrible. So no, I'm going backwards, mate. What about you?
Do you know what? I'm not planning on having a child in the next 5 years. I'm not even planning on getting married in the next 5 years. I might just like I've not really got anything planned for the next 5 years. Skipping ahead.
So you're like, poof, let me skip ahead because I'll actually be even more successful than what I am and I won't have had to do anything because I'll just be there.
Literally all I have right now is career. So if we're just going to skip my career ahead 5 years, go ahead.
But what if, but you would miss all that feeling of achievement that you get in terms of slow progression. That it would almost feel like...
I don't get these people that are like, oh, I want to progress in my career, like, oh my god, my graduation, like, oh, and my getting this job and my promotion, like, I could not care less. Like, I'm not like a celebrate my achievements type of gal.
Here's one for you then. You're saying not much is going to happen in your next 5 years. Just going to be working on your career. Get that. Same, to be fair. But what if in 2 years you did get pregnant, you did decide to keep it, you never know what's going to happen in life, you never know where life's going to take you, then you've missed it. So you don't actually that's not your plan, but you know what they say about best laid plans.
Yeah, but then also if I'm having this unexpected pregnancy, I'm pooping ahead 5 years, I've got no emotional attachment to like the trauma that I probably went to finding out I was pregnant one day and having to have like a whole like discussion with my partner. Like, yeah, I'll skip that. Please and thank you.
I think it would be, skipping ahead 5 years would be traumatizing because all I know is that...
you're okay.
No, I'll tell you why. You have an idea of where you think your life will be in 5 years. You're obviously 5 years younger than me, so it's funny that you've used 5 years. You're 5 years younger than me, so let's...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm going to be... What, are you 29?
28.
swear. No, you're going backwards now. Right, okay, whatever. I'm going to be 28 in 5 years.
Right. Now think about, you're 22 now.
Correct.
Turning 23. Right. When I was 22, what I thought my life was going to be at 28 is completely different to what it actually is.
It really is.
And I love my life. I think it's amazing. And I'm so happy with how things worked out. But imagine being me at 22, poofing to 28. I would be
it's that right here on a podcast.
Yeah. I would be so confused. Driving back to Leeds after, like, okay, with my dog. I'm like, wait, you're like, Ash, don't forget to take Nelly with you. And I'm like, who's Nelly? Oh, yeah, a bit of memory, I guess. That all of a sudden I remember, oh, wait, I've got a dog now.
Well, you don't know. Well, you do know stuff about dogs, but now you're just like, okay, I've got this dog.
Yeah, who I'm taking back. I live with another dog.
You'd learn to love the dog.
That's fine, but I think it would be a bit traumatizing that your life didn't turn out the way that you planned it to be. Whereas, like, I'm okay with that because I've gone through the motions that's got me to where I am, and I've gone through all the emotions that's got me to where I am. But if I'd skipped all of that, all you know was what you think your life's going to be in 5 years now, and then you skip to it, and it's completely different.
Do you know what? If I skipped 5 years...
What if you've been kidnapped and you're in a cellar somewhere?
You know what? If I skipped 5 years and it wasn't what I wanted... then do you know what? I'll just save everybody's time and I'd be gone. But the reason I could not do the past 5 years of my life again. Are you kidding me? 5 years ago, what was I, like 16? 17. I could not be 17. I can't even go out. Can't even drink. Literally, I was a child.
I think though,
I can't go through that again.
You can revel in the good times of it, as in like the less responsibility. You will, because you know what your life's gonna be. Those little moments of like no responsibility and going and doing your little shift at the pub on the Sunday.
Oh my God.
Right? You would revel at that. You'd be dancing around like, this is the easiest fucking thing that I've ever done. Like, I'm going to go home. Yeah, I've got sixth form, but like, I know, but I know that I get into uni. Yeah, I know that I end up graduating.
I still sit there and study. There's hours of studying, literally waking up at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but nothing's going to change. So I'd just be sat there like, literally, it's fine. Let's just go through motions. Do you know what I mean? I
do know what you mean, but still, it's future for me.
Fair enough. You're taking risk.
Yeah.
And I'm not. That's maybe the difference between the Virgo and the Sagittarius.
Yeah.
And I think that's all we've got for you.
Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. It was a bit haphazard, but we got there in the end.
We did. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and rate and review. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.